your jackets off, so please do so. Same applies for Marion Hall, of course. Probably most indoor spaces. Make it happen, please. Thank you.
Morning, everyone, and welcome to the gathering in chapel on this very sunny Tuesday morning. We are going to sing first hymn. I think we're going to try and do two hymns today. We're going to start up with Callan Lan, number 11, and let's sing it with gusto, please. Please be seated. Of course, Callan Lan is going to be the hymn that we have gifted to Samuel House when we open the Grade 8 Boys and Girls House in a year's time. So looking forward to hearing those voices leading the way in the future. A couple of moments of recognition from me of outstanding achievement in the student body, and I want to start with the Shawnigan Night of Dance. There were two performances at 3 o'clock and 6:30 on Sunday. Absolute spectacular, and there were so many parents and staff families there loving every single minute of it. And I'd love all those dancers who rehearse so hard and have worked over the course of this year, sometimes student-led workshops as well, to just stand for a moment of recognition for what they produce for our community spirit here on Sunday. Caelan, lead the way. I'm not sure we have all of them, but could the grade 12s come up for a photo, please? I saw Esme in the back. Come on up, Caelan, nice and quickly, and we'll get a photo of you, of all the years of service you've given to dance here. And Miss Gill is booked to get a snap of you in uniform, looking smart in uniform, I hope. MCB, cast your expert eye over these.
Let's put the short one in the middle.
Thanks. And I also want to flag up the rowers who over the weekend were competing in the small boat regatta run by Rowing Canada. We had some spectacularly strong results from some of our rowers, and I'd like them just to stand so we know who these very talented rowers are in our community. So please stand. And we do have the Shawnigan Regatta this weekend. When was the last one we did? 2019, or did we do 2020? 2019. And this is we have so many crews coming from BC and I think further afield, and it is such an important hosting and welcoming event for us to take these rowers, their parents, their coaches. So please, each and every one of you, step up, deliver the Shawnigan welcome, and let's host this in a magnificent way, please. And my last one is on soul seeking. All of you took on projects during the course of this academic year. All of you have achieved success, and sometimes if your project wasn't quite as magnificent as you hoped, there's a learning in that as well. But we eventually whittled the list down to 12 projects that were deemed to be absolutely extraordinary and absolutely exceptional, and they had to give final presentations on Friday afternoon, and those 12 individuals, there were also some groups within them, were whittled down to 5, and 2 of them are going to get honourable mentions. They know this because we announced it on Friday, but these passion projects really speak to your passion and your success. It's exactly what universities are looking for, not your ability to reproduce curriculum under timed conditions. It is what actually does make your heart sing. What are you prepared to dedicate your time to? And I certainly know that British universities and their system and American universities are looking for exactly this type of project that you can say, this is my passion, and you can speak intelligently, you can show an elastic mind, and it's really fantastic that these students are the absolute top students in the whole school. So all 12 groups who are there on Friday, please stand initially. The 2 honourable mentions went to Ed Ashenhurst for making a stenograph, Victoria Q and Chloe Zhang for making a 3D model of Shawnigan, and then the top 3 places went to students who we deemed were making a significant impact with their projects. First was to Janny Zhang for her work towards the menstrual movement and the impact she has made in the washrooms of Shawnigan with her initiative to support putting tampons in every single available washroom, and also encouraging the commissary to sell them not at profit, but at cost price. But there's an example of a project that will live on for many years at Shawnigan. She's a representative of Jedi, but she's made a significant contribution to Shawnigan and its future. We have Yang Chen Tamang, who has worked on mask making for Nepal, and again the impact that her project will make back on her school and her community in Nepal. And finally, McKinley Bourne and Harry McGurk created an album, and that certainly has had a significant impact on McKinley winning a place at the highly prestigious Berklee School of Music in Boston. So any of those 5 groups I've mentioned who are here, please come up, because Miss Gill would love a photo of you. Over to you, Rev.
Thank you, Headmaster. Just a very quick word from me. You know Richard Pryor, do you know that name? He was a famous African-American comedian in the 60s. Very famous, very cool kind of cat. And his act was just peppered with the N-word, and he thought that was really funny. And I saw an interview with him once, and he said that he went to Africa for an extended holiday. He'd never been there, and he said when he was there, he was so moved by the beauty of the culture there and the beauty of the people. And when he came back, he realized that this use of the N-word all the time really was inappropriate and really just perpetuated a stereotype that he didn't really want to do. So he vowed, and he never used the N-word again in his act. So just a reminder, if, sometimes we think racial slurs we don't really mean them. They can be funny, they can be edgy. They're not. They're just lowbrow and really below us. So we just all need to be reminded every once in a while to keep our language impeccable and to make sure that our language is used, that we use our words to build each other up and never to tear each other down. So that's the only thing I'm going to say today. Because I want to invite Danica to come up, and she's going to tell us about a project that's going to involve us all. So Danica?
Okay, so good morning, everyone. For anyone who doesn't know me, my name's Danica Martian, and I'm a grade 12 student in Strathcona House. And I have a bit of a story to tell you. So life is full of unexpected twists and turns, and oftentimes people define themselves by how they react to these unforeseen moments. 6 years ago, I was forced to change my direction and goals due to one of those twists. I was diagnosed with juvenile idiopathic arthritis. JIA is a type of autoimmune and autoinflammatory disease that means the immune system, which is supposed to fight invaders like germs and viruses, gets confused and attacks the body's cells and tissues. It typically causes joint pain, inflammation in the hands, knees, ankles, elbows, and/or wrists. But it can affect other body parts as well. So now that you know a little bit about what it is, I have a backstory. Growing up, I considered myself an athlete, and I'm pretty sure I tried every single sport you could imagine, although my passion lay on the soccer field. Playing for years, I worked hard to become the best I could be, which took me to a highly competitive athlete on highly competitive teams. Yet, at the age of 12, after numerous injuries, it was clear there was a problem with my body. This is when my diagnosis crept into my life. Fast forwarding to now, at 18, I still live with the diagnosis every day. Finding ways to adapt and create new opportunities for myself, the past 6 years have been a whirlwind. Let me tell you about it. After the initial shock, I tried to persevere and continue playing soccer, though it was evident that this was not possible because of the pain. I no longer enjoyed my sport, my soccer career was coming to a close. However, at the time, it was devastating. My life felt transformed. It told on my mental well-being. Fortunately, I had access to some of the best doctors in the province who worked hard to find solutions. The first was something of a household drug called naproxen, only I was just prescribed 1,500 grams per day at only 12 years old. For the time being, that took care of my joints, but it had effects on other different parts of my body. For my mental health, there was also a type of solution. My doctor connected me with the Cassie and Friends Society. Cassie and Friends is an organization that works with patients, caregivers, healthcare professionals, researchers, and others to create a life-changing community to help kids and families face the ups and downs of life with a chronic condition, such as JIA. The motto of the organization is that no child has to live in pain alone. Cassie and Friends embodied this for me when I was diagnosed at 12. They made sure to provide opportunities for me to connect with other students with JIA to learn and understand more about the process. I struggled with the diagnosis. I was labeled as disabled. This took a toll on my mental health. I lost my sense of identity. So being able to connect and join the organization was invaluable to me, and to this day, I am extremely grateful. Ultimately, the solution was found through methotrexate, which is a chemotherapy agent and immune system suppressant that aids in the healing or remission of autoimmune diseases. This year, though, as I moved into remission, meaning for now, my joints are fine and I currently do not take any medications, I've had time to reflect, which led me to my Capstone Project. I wanted to create a way to raise money, awareness, and inspire others struggling with what I experienced. What I have planned is a school-wide walk for JIA as a fundraiser to raise money for the Cassie and Friends Society. The word idiopathic in juvenile idiopathic arthritis means unknown, as researchers still do not know what the cause of the disease is. The money raised will be put towards researching the cause of juvenile arthritis and affordable, painless methods of treatment through Cassie and Friends. For me, organizing this walk was the perfect way to give back to the organization that has helped me for the last 6 years. Truthfully, my commitment to my capstone has been years in the making. Going through each challenge of the disease, I educated myself. From the original feeling of loss to confusion, to determination and back to loss, my diagnosis has been a mental roller coaster. I've had to find strategies even as simple as having a glass half full mindset. Through finding my footing in education on the topic, I've organized this walk to service the other children being diagnosed daily. I know the pain the children go through because I dealt with it myself. I want to be able to help others using my own experience. I don't hate what happened to me. I think what happens to you is meant to happen. It has led me to this moment as I stand before you announcing this fundraising opportunity. This walk can be a reminder of how important it is to stay strong. Now, to get to the details of this walk, it will take place on Friday, May 27th in the afternoon as a 5-kilometer walk around our school, with all students participating. The wonderful service group will be set up throughout the walk with refreshments and treats. It's hopefully to be a fun, sunny afternoon that you can walk with your friends. As for fundraising, over the next couple days, you will hear details about how to collect money and donate to the cause. You can reach out to parents, friends, family members, and explain that you are walking 5 kilometers for a good cause and ask for a small donation. Now, the house that raises the most money will be awarded with special treats or a surprise for the whole house. Thank you to all of you in advance for helping me make this walk successful. JIA is the leading cause of childhood disability, affecting over 400,000 children in North America, causing consequences impacting social and educational development. So each and every small donation makes a huge difference. Thank you.
Well done, Danica, and thank you for having the courage to introduce us to your story and your project, and to speaking so beautifully this morning in the gathering. And I'm sure we will wholeheartedly support you as a community on this initiative. We are going to have a second hymn because we have time. We have Duxbury's House Hymn number 3, I Vow to Thee, My Country, Let's Rise in Silence and deliver it.
Perfect
Two final things from me. Some of you will have spotted it is National Nursing Week in Canada. And I want to just take this moment to recognize the courage, sacrifice, and commitment of our Shawnigan nurses, especially during this pandemic, and the important role they play in supporting the health and well-being of our community. We owe them so much. So if you see Mrs. Crabe or one of the other nurses today, please take time just to thank them for everything they've done to support you individually, your boarding houses, and also the whole collective community. And a final plug, there is a wonderful Grade 8 exhibition in Dukes at the moment. If you have a moment, please go and have a look at it. And I think we're hitting a world record. What time is it? 10:53. I'm going to allow staff to head off so they can set up classes ahead of you, and then I'll get McKinley to dismiss the rest of you. Please let the staff head off and we can open these 4 doors.